This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place to tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sob like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks take not a good loss to the Orlando Magic. I guess most losses are bad losses, but the Knicks should have won this basketball game. They looked lethargic. They just didn't do the things that they needed to do to get it done. They started off with a lead. They lost, several leads in this basketball game. They started with a lead, lost the lead. Finally, in the second quarter, they were able to take like a 4-point lead or whatever it was in the halftime. Built another lead in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, for the first time this season, lost the game after leading going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this one don't feel good. And I think it shows you more and more and more how much the Knicks need Jalen Brunson on the floor. They need that dude. And anybody that's out there who says Jalen Brunson isn't an all-star caliber player or whatever you want to say, is wrong. The Knicks need that dude out there on the floor, man. It brings you all the way back to those Elfrid Payton days without Brunson on the floor. You know what I mean? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks lose 98-94 to the Orlando Magic. They were up 2 games on the Magic. They're now only up 1 game. They failed to gain ground on, as a matter of fact, they lose ground to teams who were above them.
Or tied.
You know what I mean? So not a good night. Not a good day, afternoon for the Knicks. Not a good afternoon for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get Steph in the building. Steph.
Peace.
Long time. How's everybody?
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah, I'm trying to shake this cold a little bit. It doesn't feel like I can shake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome me back with the Queen's Court Dope Soul hat. Appreciate you.
No doubt. Man, the Knicks take a bad loss today, man. Without Jalen Brunson, they lose ground in the standings and all that kind of stuff. I hate to say it like in these words, but they just didn't seem motivated, really. You know what I'm saying? Like they were stuck in mud.
Yeah, not a lot of energy out there.
Yeah, the energy wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't there at all. What's just overall thoughts of the game, then I'll get into the box score and stuff like that. Steph, I'll start with you.
It's when you look at individual players, they play well. Like you look at it statistically, you look at the way McBride played the past 2 games, you look at Grimes hitting like some timely shots. But it's despite these individual performances, it's just not coming together.
Right.
Today it didn't come together, and down the stretch, we weren't hitting timely shots. And I'm not sure how many points Randall had, but he didn't shoot well. I think he started out 1 for 7, and
Right.
we need one of those guys. We need one of those guys.
Exactly.
No matter what the others do, we need one of those guys. And without Brunson, we needed Randall as well.
Right. Randall had 15 points. He shot 27.8% from the field. And he took 9 threes today. He hasn't been taking threes like that, but he took 9 of them today. I don't know if it's because he twisted his ankle or whatever, but it's been uncharacteristic from what we've seen this season.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Tone.
He might have took 4 threes before he twisted his ankle, and
That's
I was
true.
already upset with that.
Right.
Because, like you said, he's been dominating inside this year. You know what I mean? Like, he went back to his bread and butter. The 3 points were down, so I felt like he was relying on that too much early on. Anyway, before he sprained the ankle, I definitely think afterwards, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't even trying. I mean, he had a couple of moves in the paint late in the game, but you could tell he was off from after the ankle.
Yeah.
But to me, you know, shout out to you, shout out to Print Jurisdiction, and go get your Captain Clutch jerseys. I mean,
No doubt.
hoodies, because I mean that's what we needed tonight. We were missing the clutch play. Like we were, as bad as we played, we was in the game up. You know what I mean? We had our first fourth quarter where we lost the game going into the fourth quarter with the lead, but we needed that clutch play down the stretch, and that was the main thing. And free throws. Free throws absolutely killed us. When Randall missed those two in the fourth, you know what I mean? Like it was really downhill from then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that would have gave us a lead if he hit him, or at least cut it to or tied the game.
It may have
but
tied
that was a
the
crucial
game.
moment.
It may have tied the game. Yeah, that was crucial. That was crucial. And then Dante DiVincenzo follows it up with a miss. And he hits 1 for 2, you know. And the Knicks overall ended up shooting 68.2% from the free throw line. They were 15 for 22.
Yeah.
And very reminiscent of the other game with these just missed rebound opportunities.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
It's like, and then my last point, which has, you know, hurt us all year long, is these 3 to 5 minute stretches of where we can't score the ball.
Right.
I mean, and I feel like we have that every single game. Whether we have a good game or not, there's going to be a stretch where we go either 3 to 5 minutes without scoring. And we really got to figure that out.
Yeah. No doubt, man. Not a good loss. I mean, you know, you have losses that are good because it could, you know, it builds your confidence, or you just played a tight game, and this one just, I mean, how many times did the Knicks take a double-digit lead? Or I know they had it to at least 9 several times, right? Maybe they got it to 11 or 12, but they just, you know, Orlando just played harder than the Knicks. They didn't do anything special. They just played a little bit more tough than the Knicks did.
Yeah.
You know?
And they were coming off a 3-game losing streak, so
right.
I'm surprised they didn't come out a bit more fired up than they did coming off of 3 losses.
Yeah.
But in the end, they did.
But in the end, right. In the end, they did, man. They stopped the Knicks from scoring in the fourth quarter and took over the game. Let's take a listen to Tom Thibodeau, and then, you know, come back, get your thoughts on what Tom Thibodeau's saying, and, you know, break it down from there, ladies and gentlemen. I can't get a word out without coughing.
Coach, where did things start to get away from you guys in the fourth quarter?
End of the third, start of the fourth. You know, I thought their bench came in and hurt us. You know, dribble penetration, the rebounding was a problem in the fourth. So, missed free throws.
I mean, you guys only had one timeout for the last 5:46 of the third quarter. You called a few.
You just got to try to keep the game close and want to be in position to win at the end.
What did you see from your guys' offensive performance where you feel like you could maybe manufacture some more offense?
Yeah, you know, it was a choppy game because of the foul trouble early. So, you know, I want to look at the film and we'll take a look at it. You know, I felt like we're up 5 going into the fourth. They're a good defensive team. And, you know, we got to trust the pass. And I thought we missed some open shots that, you know, we got to make. But you can live with the missed shots. It's, you know, the rebounding was a problem. They got timely rebounds. And then, you know, Carter came in, he hurt us. Anthony hurt us. Okeke hurt us with the 3. So defensively, I thought it was okay. We should have been in position to win a game, and then offensively, we got to do better.
Do you guys are getting into your sets fast enough?
Yeah, you got to get stops. We were pushing it off, but and again, they got length, and so you got to trust when they collapse that you make the play. And when you do, we made 13 threes, we took 40 threes, so sometimes it's make or miss, and so we didn't make.
Jalen, is it a pain tolerance thing, or is it something else? What
Yeah, pain tolerance. He just goes through, his routine to work out, to get ready to play, and I trust him. When he's ready to go, he'll let us know.
Do you know anything about Houston yet?
No, just day to day. It's a little better today. When he's ready, he's ready. We got more than enough to win with.
I think Julius had 6 assists, but without Jalen, how much more pressure is on him? The way teams are defending him.
Yeah, they loaded up on him pretty good. So, and they have size at the rim, and Isaac was, he's got great length. And then sometimes, and Carter's big as well, and then Batazzi, so you can get back past the initial line, and then that second line is, waiting for you. And then with Isaiah being in foul trouble, he can pull people away from the basket, and so we missed that part of it as well.
I guess piggybacking on that, what changes most when Jalen's not out there from offensive standpoint?
Guys have to. I was very pleased with Deuce. I thought he gave us really good minutes, and he's doing terrific. So, we need Joyce. He usually doesn't have games like that, but I thought he was doing other stuff for us. So, Julius could beat you a lot of different ways. He'd beat you with the pass. I thought we had some good possessions with the dribble handoff with him. Like it got us moving into it pretty quick. So that part was good. It's just, it was choppy.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
It was choppy. That's what he said. It was choppy.
To say the least.
Yeah, I mean, and, the Knicks never did really get a footing in this basketball game. Even though they had leads, they never got a footing in the game, and in the end, they just didn't have enough. What do you think about Deuce's play, though? Deuce led the team in scoring, 20 points, 8 for 17 from the field, 4 for 10 from the three-point line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Showing a lot of confidence out there.
What I really liked about his game, in particular tonight, was his aggression. You know what I mean? Like he was looking for a shot. You know what I mean? He was looking to be aggressive. He was trying to create all the things that we saying that we gonna need to look for. You know what I mean? He kind of was doing that tonight. And I think somebody's in his ear telling him, that's what we need from you. We need you to. I'm not saying with the production, but play the way you was playing in the G League. You know what I mean? You got your contract because of your ability. You got, you're on this team because of your ability. Go out there and do it. Don't just try to necessarily pick your spots too much. You know what I mean? Like go out there and be you, because that's what we need.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah. Steph, your thoughts on Deuce?
I have mixed feelings about his play. I think offensively and defensively, he's great. His three-point shot is going down. Like Tony said, he's being very aggressive, but we need him to run the team. And I think that's something he still needs a little bit of seasoning in. What do we need at this particular time? There's times where I think he over dribbles. I don't even know why. Like he's trying to set up his shot. And I'm like, but your role right now, in my opinion anyway, is to set the team up. If it comes back to you, take the shot. So he's doing well statistically. He's shooting the ball well. He's very doing what he usually does on defense, but I think he needs a little more seasoning in terms of running the team.
Yeah. I agree. I do think he needs some seasoning there, and you can see it. I mean, obviously, he's not going to attack the way that Jalen Brunson attacks because he doesn't have the same skill set. He's going to attack in a different way, but you can still see it in just the passing of the basketball, the way the ball is moving. Brunson is the head of the snake, and McBride right now doesn't have those same skill sets. Yeah, Tony.
I
Gravity.
I agree 100%, but at this point, number one, these are his opportunity to get the experience, to get the seasoning, right? And like in tonight in particular, it was like I think he did his job tonight. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really cost us in any particular area. So tonight, this was like a win-win for him. If we would have won, I guess a win-win for him. But the fact that we lost, I don't think it was. He has the smallest share of the blame in that. You know what I mean? Like he came in and I think exceeded his job, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm not going at you. I'm just saying, like,
No, I hear you.
it's experience right
Yeah,
now that he.
Yeah, in no way am I saying it's his fault. But you can have somebody that a point guard who's running a team who doesn't even have the statistical game that McBride has, but their floor game. You could tell by their floor game that they was, running the team well, controlling the tempo, getting us in our spots. You understand what I'm saying? He's not there yet. I'm not taking anything away from him. The Knicks, in my opinion, still need a veteran point guard.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. It's just that I mean he's kind of thrusted in the role, right?
Yeah, no
like
doubt about it.
he's there out of
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's like
Exactly.
I'm just like, all right, this is good opportunities right now. Like I wish it came with a win. You know what I mean? Even an ugly win would have been like a nice learning experience. And to your point, we've seen DiVincenzo kind of have to call him out on a play late in the game when DiVincenzo cut and got the pass from Deuce, but Deuce should have given the ball up a little bit earlier. And so I think you're 100% right, but he's only going to get that with the time, with the experience, with the what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but I still.
But you're right.
Yeah, but it just shows how much Brunson is worth to the team. You know what I'm saying? And I think the hope here is that, all right, Deuce gains that confidence so when he goes back to the bench, you know what I'm saying, he can be a bigger threat offensively. You know what I'm saying? While he's learning how to control the basketball team, because I think you can see it. I mean, we scored 94 points. What we score against Memphis? Low 100s or whatever it is. So I think you can see it. With the ball movement and those things. It's not no blame on Deuce at all. He can only do what he can do.
Right. Correct.
He can only do what he can do out there. I mean, if someone is going to shoulder the blame, it would at this point have to be Randall, right? Because he's supposed to be the all NBA guy that's out there on the floor and can help you lead you during these times, right? These are the times when you need him to get 40, which, I mean, obviously it's tougher because you don't have another guy, attracting the defense, that other threat out there on the floor. You don't have it, so it makes it a little tougher. But these are the nights when you need Randall to be able to step up and really play a big game.
I think he could have had 24 and we could have won. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like he could have had 20 and we could have won. Just like, so it was like a real tough game for him just from the jump, bro. And I mean, I know we're not gonna really dogpile on him, but for sure, he gotta own this one.
Mm-hmm. These are the games where you got to be able to shoot well from the floor. Your will got to take over. You know what I mean? As being the leader out there and try to power the Knicks to a win. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for Randall. OG had 17 points, 4 assists. DiVincenzo had 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Isaiah Hartenstein, 7 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. But just not enough. Just not enough. I really hope Jalen Brunson is back against Houston.
Yeah. They're
You know what I mean?
they're not a slouch. They're playing much better this season. 8th in defensive rating, as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're maybe 2 games above 500, something like that.
Can I just add also, the fact, I mean, I agree Deuce is not, ready, especially like to just man that starting point guard position. You know what I mean? That's a huge jump in responsibility for him. But even Hartenstein, this is the first game he's really been in foul trouble, right? And that was a concern of mine when Mitch went out. And granted, he's been good during this whole stretch in maintaining, being able to stay on the floor.
Right.
A problem though is like tonight, him in foul trouble. I don't think we have an adequate replacement for him either.
No. No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Listen.
so those 2 areas really hurt us tonight.
Yeah, listen, Precious is giving me Nerlens Noel vibes with the way he's catching the basketball.
Right. Or not catching
the basketball. I'm like,
Right.
come on, man.
Right.
Catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? You had a wide open dunk. You got to catch the ball. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have an adequate replacement for Isaiah Hartenstein right now. Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, so that definitely poses a problem on nights like this when he's in foul trouble. He played 28 minutes tonight. Again, 7 points, 12 rebounds. But, normally he probably would have played 43 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
Precious he had 19 minutes, 6 points, 5 rebounds. I mean, I guess it's okay, but you don't have the shot blocker, you don't have the big body. Obviously Isaiah Hartenstein can pass the basketball. We missed a lot. Tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, Orlando, their box score, Banchero, he led their team in scoring with 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Then you had Wendell Carter Jr. had 17 points, 3 rebounds. Okeke had 15 points. Cole Anthony had 15 points. They had, and then they had a couple other guys here, 7, 3, 4, 6, 6, and 5. They really can't. I mean, they had more assists than the Knicks. Came down to a couple more shots made. They made one more. Is that one more free throw than the Knicks? No, actually, they made one less.
Free throws well either.
Yeah, they made one less free throw than the Knicks. Right, but they made 30. The Knicks were 39.8% from the field, while Orlando was 44.7% from the field. They were 8 for 29 from the 3-point line. Orlando was. It comes down to, I'm going to assume, shooting. Right? The Knicks made 13 threes. Orlando made 8. The Knicks made 33 shots. Orlando made 38 shots. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
The Knicks gave this one away, man. I mean,
did.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's There's no justification. I'm surprised I'm not in a more irate mood, but
The lack of urgency. That's what it was. Just the lack-
Exactly.
particularly coming off of a loss.
We came off a win, right?
We beat
We beat Memphis, but we didn't play
Memphis,
well.
Yeah.
Right, but we did. But I mean, it felt like a loss coming off of that game because
The way we played in the first half.
right. You know what I'm saying? And struggled to win the game, so it definitely felt like a loss. Definitely did. Orlando they out-rebounded us again, 46-41. More assists. They had 26. Knicks had 20. only 9 turnovers for the Knicks, 7 for Orlando. Shooting, though, 44% from the field for Orlando, 39.8 for the Knicks. The Knicks shot it a little bit better from the three-point line and from the free throw line than Orlando, but still, Orlando made more field goals. Points in the paint, 52-36 Orlando. Second chance points, the Knicks won the second chance points battle. Orlando won the fast break battle 9-5. 9-5. Just not a good game from the Knicks. Not a good way. What are the Knicks going to be on a 4-game homestand?
14. They have, I think, 12 out of the next 14
yeah.
are at home.
And one of them is Jersey. One
And
of the
Brooklyn.
road games is Jersey.
Brooklyn.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So
Pardon me.
Yeah.
not the way to start it off. You know what I mean? Not the way to start it off. But listen, they started that one West Coast trip off with a loss to Utah and then came back and had some really good wins. Hopefully the Knicks are able to get themselves together and start putting together a few more wins. This is the time to do it. You know, it's maybe considered a softer spot in the schedule. You know, you're playing at home after the Knicks have been on the road, playing back-to-backs all of this time. Now they're finally home. You know, not always. I mean, in the first half of the season before the new year, played Milwaukee 4 times, played Boston 3 times. Like we had a super tough schedule. This is the time to take advantage of it, and you know, you got to figure out a way. Got to figure out a way to win when one of your guys is out. I'm just hoping that Randall's not going to be out the next game, and now we're without Randall and Brunson.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because I guess he tweaked his ankle during the game.
And it kind of felt like they came out tonight feeling like, all right, we on this easy stretch. You know what I mean? Like this is the beginning. You know what I mean? They took it lightly. Like, all right, we gonna win 10 out of the next. You know what I mean? However many, and you still got to do the work. You know what I mean? Like, but they came out there like the game was won before it started.
Yeah. Got to do the work. Do the work. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to give a call. 516-362-5212. We love to hear what you're thinking about today's loss to the Orlando Magic. The Knicks now need to win twice. I don't even know if they play them 2 more times. But in order to just tie, have a tying, tiebreaker, they got to win 2 against Orlando. I mean, and you know, so those next 2 games, if they play them twice, are definitely going to be critical games for the Knicks, right? Because they just, you know, depending on where Orlando is and where the Knicks are, but you really can't afford to drop games like this. Need to get this one. What? Oh, go ahead, Steph.
You know, I think some of it also is after the trade, we didn't really replenish our bench, you know, so we sent a lot out, you know, just in terms of rotation players, and we got back 1 rotation player because I don't know what Precious is right now. And we have no one else that can create their own shot. So I do think some of it, like in a situation like this, Quick would have been in for Brunson. You know, in a situation like this, though, Randall is the only one you could really count on to create his own shot. You know, McBride is doing it too, but I don't know, you know, I don't know if that's something you could rely on, you know? So I'm not sure if there's anything else coming down the pike, but we could just tell if one of those guys go out for us, it's going to be really tough.
Yeah. And me and Tony were having this discussion right after the trade. You know, just about having that third guy in the event that Brunson and Randall is both hurt, or not hurt, but both not playing well. Who's going to be the guy that steps up? You know what I mean? I don't know if we really even got into one of them being hurt. But now you got Brunson out with a calf contusion, day to day, and we're missing it. We're missing that guy.
Yeah.
And there's nobody on the team that can really do it, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And I thought we could slow down on the trade talks a little bit. I was really thinking, with this stretch right now, we may be in a position where the front office, the decision to make a next move becomes harder depending on how well we're playing. But giving up games like this, it's keeping that pressure on. It's keeping that talk there for us as well. So
yeah, no doubt about that. I think after looking at the last 2 games without Brunson, it probably puts a little bit more pressure on him, knowing we got to get another guy in here.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they was thinking that anyway, but if they wasn't,
right.
But if they weren't,
I think they were thinking that.
I agree,
but they might have also been like, "Oh, we want 5 straight. Maybe something is really clicking." You know what I'm saying? And maybe had in the back of their mind, if this thing is really clicking, maybe we don't have to. But I think these 2 games right here let them know, yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who in your mind is the fit, Steph?
For me, it's DeJounte Murray. Even, and I like his contract as well. And I know some people say he doesn't fit, but to me, having somebody who can defend the 2 position, having somebody that can play the 1 in the event that Brunson gets hurt, but also give him an opportunity to play off the ball. Now, whether or not Tibbs takes advantage of that, that's on Tibbs, because the sense I'm getting is Tibbs wants Brunson bringing the ball up every single time.
Right.
And I think if you have Murray on the team and you play him off the ball exclusively, which it looks like Atlanta is doing, then I don't think you're taking advantage of having 2 guys who could play on and off the ball. You want to interchange it a little bit. I like the fact that he's shooting about 39% from 3, and he's taking 6 of them a game. So he's not the DeJounte Murray from San Antonio. He can shoot the 3. He's taking about 3 off the dribble and 3 off the catch.
Right.
Yeah. And even if the fit is a little clunky, personally, I don't think it is. I'm willing to take that chance for us to figure it out. Because I think behind Randall and Brunson, our 3rd best offensive player may be DiVincenzo.
Right.
Maybe DiVincenzo. I mean, I think our 3rd best player is OG once you factor in the defense and all of the other stuff. But our 3rd best offensive player may very well be DiVincenzo. And that's not going to be enough in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree 100%. What about you, Tony?
I like DeJounte a lot. He's super high on my list. I'm not mad at it. But I think I still like the DeRozan fit for some.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad with DeRozan.
For some reason, I just feel like that could really change things, and he's a little bit more proven. You know what I mean? Like Murray, he got all the tools, he could do it. You know what I mean? But he hasn't been in that opportunity and kind of even led the show, really. You know what I mean? Where DeRozan, he's led the show. He's took a back seat. He's took a 3rd seat. Like, so he could just come in and be himself and no adjustment. You know what I mean? And just rock out.
Yeah.
But that's a short-term thing. I like Murray more on a long-term,
yeah.
And even if it's flipping him long-term, you know what I mean? So, but those 2 guys are high on my list.
Yeah, I'm not mad at DeRozan either. And when he was here, he hit those 3 threes just to let Thibodeau know I could fit right on in.
You know what I'm saying?
No worries.
Not just Thibodeau, but the fan base too.
Fan base, everybody.
That seems to be the biggest thing, and I don't care if you don't shoot them often. If you shoot them well, you shoot them well. You know what I mean? And so it's not like if we down 3, he gonna shoot a 2. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
like he knows when to put them up, the opportune times, and things of that nature. So
Yeah. I'm big on the DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like Murray too. Obviously, long term, you'll have him for 4 years or whatever it is. DeMar DeRozan is $28.9 million this season, and his contract ends this season. So obviously, that's something that's short term. And the Knicks would, I think, need to know that they're going to be able to re-sign him under something that's reasonable. But I like DeMar DeRozan because of the mentality. You know what I'm saying? Of being okay. And I'm not saying DeJounte Murray wouldn't be. I think he probably would be too. But we know DeMar DeRozan is going to be okay with being the third guy, I think. You know what I'm saying? He can play off the ball a little. He can help create. Obviously, he can hit the mid-range shot, and he'll know when it's time, like, okay, these 2 guys really don't have it going, or one of them don't have it going. Let me step in and start creating my own thing, So, I'm pretty high on DeMar DeRozan, and I think you could definitely get that done, with Evan Fournier. You probably got to give up a draft pick or 2 and then somebody else to make the money match. I think the Knicks do have a trade exception that could probably make it match too. So, I would be high on getting DeMar DeRozan. And
if you could squeeze in Drummond there too, it's only another $3 million. You know what I mean? Especially if they asking for more than one draft pick, because I don't think I would want to give up more than one for DeRozan at this juncture.
Right.
So if they're asking for more than one and they adamant, and it seems like that, you gotta throw Drummond in there too, sweeten the deal. But none of those are long term. You are muted, Queen.
How much is Caruso making while we at it?
I can rock with Alex Caruso, boy. I'm telling you.
We get those 3. Shoot, we top 3 for sure.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I got a caller on the line. Caller, 1 second. Nobody can hear you yet. You got to give a second and let me get to you, my bro. Yeah. I would love Alex Caruso. Oof. You know what I'm saying? I would love. I don't know how much. I don't know what the Bulls are looking to do. I haven't heard much. About.
He's the guy they want to keep the most, and he's the guy that I think. I mean, obviously Levine. They saying the market is not high on him, so they not getting any bites or any movement. They might have to attach a draft pick to move Levine is the last thing I said. I mean, I heard, but Caruso, they saying like they asking price is high and people are still, you know what I mean, willing to pay it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Knicks have said, and I don't know if it's a negotiating ploy or what, but they've said they're looking to bring in someone to come off the bench rather than, another star player. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people naturally look at Malcolm Brogdon and maybe even a guy like Alex Caruso. You know what I mean? I don't know how much he makes. I can look that up right now, see how much he makes. But, I would rather Caruso than Malcolm Brogdon.
I too.
You know what I mean? Yeah, big time. Let me get to my caller here. Caller, you're live. Name and where you're from, please.
Hey, how you doing? This is Mike from Freehold, New Jersey.
What's going on, Mike? How
I've
you
been
feeling?
a Knicks fan my whole life. It's just so, at the end of the day, I'm happy with the whole OG trade. I think it's great. I think that I wish that we could at least didn't have to give up quickly, even though we can't afford him. It's just that if we could have got like a Murray, that could have been a right away thing. The thing is that it's fine. I'm glad that they did that because we're going to need the defense, especially in the playoffs when the game slows down. It's just that right now, some of the injuries are happening. you're starting to see we're getting exposed a little bit when you have holes now. You can't, this league is just, they're going to pounce on that right away. And other teams are going to win games. I'm glad that McBride has been stepping up. I'm happy about what we've been doing. Just we got some guys out there like Precious. Sometimes he just looks a little bit lost. We just got to make a move. We have the assets. Fournier has been sitting there for days now, just way too long, the whole season. And we got to make a move, whether it's a bench player or if we can get a starter. It's just and another thing is the problem is we're always up against a guy like a Danny Ainge, for Utah, because you hear rumors about that team. That's an Ainge team. We got Masai Ujiri. It's always we just need to. I think we're the ones that should be in charge at this point. It's from where we at. You know what I mean? We have all these draft picks. We did the OG trade now. It's just that we got to just make some type of move.
Yeah.
Some type of move, even if it's somebody off the bench, but something, because we need the scoring. Because if Randall's not a little bit hurt, if he's not playing as good, or Brunson's out for a game, where are you getting those points from? And it's funny that it happens so fast. You know what I mean? Because we thought we were going to slide for a little bit with OG, who's great on defense, but he's just not. You can't depend on him getting 25 points quick, like Emmanuel Quickly. So we just need to fill that void. And I think DeRozan and Murray, like you said, would be the more ideal guy. But even if we get a Tyus Jones or somebody come off the bench, that could still help us.
Right. Yeah. Listen, OG's not going to just come in and explode and get you a bunch of buckets. It's not going to happen with OG. You need another guy.
But I like what he's been doing. He's doing him, But it's just, but we still need that punch because, what are we going to do against some of these, these high octane offensive teams? We already played good enough defense, but you still need scoring. If Randall, his whatever it was, favoring his leg or whatever, something was bothering him, but it's fine. He's tough, he's strong, so he'll be fine. It's just that the thing is then he'll just start shooting threes. He's not going to go inside and then Thibodeau had no choice but to play him because it's
right.
where are we getting the scoring from?
Right.
So you can't always blame Randall. A lot of times we get on Randall, and don't get me wrong, he had a really bad game, but at the end of the day, Randall's great. He just needs. We already have Brunson. We already have OG. You get another guy on this team. We don't need him. We just need him to do what he does. He gets us points. He gets us that. You know what I mean? It's just that if anyone's down and out, we don't have anyone else that can score besides DiVincenzo, who's done a great job. I think McBride has outdone himself. I think he is making us all happy with what he's doing. But as far as getting somebody, that can be reliable on this team, scoring-wise, and that's all what we need. Josh Hart, love him. I mean, he's a short dude. He's getting all these rebounds. He's all over the floor. Plays great defense. Thing is that think about they don't even collapse on him. They'll collapse on Grimes because he could hit the three. You know what I mean? They know he could hit the three. He's a spot-up shooter. They know what to do with him when they read the book before the game. But I will tell you that they're not collapsing on Hart because he's missing the threes every time. He's got to hit those shots.
Right. Yeah.
I know you guys probably agree.
No, we definitely agree with everything that you said, man. We
I know,
agree.
dude. I've been like a diehard Knicks fan my whole life. So it's I love this team. Thibodeau, again, a lot of times guys bring up him. It's so sometimes he'll do these head-scratcher moves, but you can't get mad because the thing is that he's been very good for this team. So it's one of those type of things. It's not Thibodeau's fault. Even though he had made some bad moves, he has to experiment a little bit. He has a different team right now than what he had. He's going to do what he do. He had success in the past with other teams, whether he was a head coach or assistant coach. It's kind of like a Randall thing. We just need that. Give Thibodeau what he needs. Give him another guy. You know what I mean? Just like Randall. Give Randall another guy. You know what I mean? Because you can't move him because realistically, numbers-wise, he's like a top, 15 player in the league or something. Well, no one's going to give up, their top gun for him. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So I, like you said, I think if DeRozan, that'll be a good move. Murray would be a good move. if we get a bench player, it would still be helpful. But is it going to get us over that hump in the playoffs?
I think if you get, I think as long as as long as it's a guy who can kind of do what Quickly does or did for the Knicks.
Yeah.
If you can get a guy that can do that, because you know it was just over the last 2 games, you've seen it. You've seen what we really missed.
Yeah.
You know.
And Quickly's hot around the league. You know what I mean? That's why it's like, I just felt like as New York, the Mecca, that's the only thing. It's like, damn, it's like, we couldn't have, negotiated better with that guy, Masai every single time. I'm just glad that we got OG. Trust me, because we needed him. It's just that we just need a guy that could get us buckets. Just like here, Fournier used to be that type of guy, like, maybe like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
while He's older now. Yeah, so we just need a guy that could score, that could hustle, that could run the floor. Because, again, this guy's been sitting there for how long now? Like, come on, we got all these, you could trade a couple picks. I don't know why these teams are trying to hold on who they want to hold on to begin with. Like Toronto, like, what are you doing? You ain't going nowhere. What's Masai doing? I would have tried to do a different trade with some picks or something. It would make out for the Knicks, but then they could start their rebuild. And these teams I think Atlanta is going to – I still have hopes, even though it's been dying out, to think, what are they doing with that team? They don't work good together. There's guys that could be moved. They're not going to pay all these guys. Just like in the past, like I said, even before they made this trade for OG, we could have did a Murray and Sadiq Bey to the Knicks thing. You know what I mean? But I'm glad we got OG now.
Yeah,
I'm not backing down on that.
No doubt. Now they got more work to do. But hey,
they
my
got
man,
more work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate your time, man. The passion for the Knicks. No doubt about it.
You're the best, Tim.
Appreciate you, brother.
You're the best.
All right. Peace. Yeah, Tony, how hard is it going to be now, if the Knicks were, we heard the rumors about, with Emmanuel Quickly. Atlanta wanted Emmanuel Quickly. That's why Toronto pulled the trigger a little bit faster. How tough is it to get a DeJounte Murray now?
I think we would probably, the cost would be what they gave up, which I think was 2 picks and a swap. Was it? I think that's what it was. So I think I think that's what it's gonna cost minimum. I don't know if and Grimes and then the salary. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be cheap.
No doubt about it.
It's not gonna be cheap, and it's competition. You know what I mean? The Lakers are heavy in that discussion.
Right. Yeah.
I know we don't like the contract, but any change of thought on Levine and his fit?
I mean, I think he would fit. I still think he would fit. You know what I mean? He can he can shoot the 3. He can score in the mid-range. I guess my only question would be, is he willing to be the third leg? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the way that they have this team constructed, they're definitely building around Brunson and Randall, right? That's what the players are rotating around. So you need a guy that is willing to be the third guy, you know what I'm saying, and create for himself and others when he's called upon to do so, not be one of the guys. I think that's the whole reason why they made the move for OG and included RJ, knowing that you needed the guy, a third guy that doesn't always need the ball in his hands. I think it's about finding another one of those guys, but who can also operate with the ball in his hands. So that's probably easier said than done. And I just don't know if Zach, like, where is he up here? Is he willing to say, all right, I'll be Chris Bosh? Or does he say, no, I'm a better scorer than at least one of these guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, I'm more concerned with, I shouldn't even say that. I was gonna say I'm more concerned with the actual money than that part. But that part is the main thing, because the money concerns is if it doesn't fit. Why wouldn't it fit? Because of something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Jay Williams said OG is getting some passes. I see. So are you saying that we're giving OG a pass? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what he's saying.
That's what he's saying, right? We're giving OG a pass.
I think we kind of knew who he was getting him.
Uh-huh.
I think the 5-0 start from getting him definitely helped ease the burden, because you and I both weren't 100% happy with the trade
Right.
as it was
At first, right.
You know what I mean? And that was no knock on OG. That was just understanding we gave up a lot,
Right.
especially a lot for us. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about 33 points in scoring going out versus the 15 coming in, and we had questions of whether his scoring input was gonna go up. It has not. There's no. I don't think there's no pass for him, but we both know that he's not a self creator, and he needs the ball to be distributed to him for him to be effective. You know what I mean? But he's gonna give it on the defensive end, 100%.
Right.
So it is what it is. Really, I don't think we're giving him a pass.
Yeah, exactly. If he has a night where he gets smacked on the defensive side, then that's the night that you're gonna come at him, right? You know what I mean? Because he was brought here to be a defender and a floor spacer. Julius Caesar said to expect OG to be an offensive player is unfair to him. That's just not the player he is. It's not. It's not the player he is. So, you know, I don't think you are going to expect, because Brunson is out, that OG is going to step up and be the second scorer next to Randall. Or if Randall is out, that he's going to step up and be the second scorer next to Brunson. Nah, OG's one of those guys that really does play within his skill set, and he doesn't step outside of that skill set. You know? So, nah, I don't think we're giving him a pass. You know, that's like saying, are we giving Isaiah Hartenstein a pass? You know what I'm saying? You know, no, we're not giving him a pass. He is expected to play hard, rebound the ball, make a couple of passes here and there, block some shots. OG is expected to play defense, knock down some threes, you know, maybe, you know, catch something flashing to the basket. That's what we traded for, I think. You know, floor spacer and a defender. So, you know, if he's not doing that, then I think we'll talk about that he needs to do that. You know, Steph, I asked Tony, do you think because Quickly was traded in the OG trade, do you think it's, you know, like what does it take now to get Murray, since Atlanta was really interested in Quickly?
We might not have enough. That's a good point. The only thing I would say is I've heard that they wanted to recoup some of the draft picks that they gave up in the Murray trade.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously if we had IQ, maybe we wouldn't have had to give up as many draft picks. Maybe without Quick, we'll have to give up more. I don't know who's headlining this trade. Is it Grimes? Is it McBride? It's probably Grimes. So listen, we're not emptying our draft pick drawer, so to speak, but we might have to give up a little more than we would have without Quickly in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably got to give up Grimes. You know what I'm saying? If they want Grimes. You know, if they want Grimes. That's probably going to be the biggest question right there with the trade, because Quickly was one of your more coveted assets to trade. You know what I'm saying? And RJ, you know, was, you know, even though his contract was kind of long, was another asset that you had to trade. Now you're kind of, I mean, you have Brunson and you have Randall, but you're not trading them because you're trying to put a team around them. So now you are kind of down on your assets a little bit.
Yeah,
And
I
you
would
have
say
Mitch, but he's injured.
But he's injured, right?
quickly was our like the most coveted
Right.
asset. You know, not
Probably.
one of. And to Queen's point, the only other guy would be Mitch, and I think yeah, like she said, he's injured. I still think there would be teams interested, but I
There
don't
were
think.
reports actually, and the
Mhm.
Knicks said they weren't willing to trade him. Now, I don't know if that was because they don't know how negotiations are going to go with Hartenstein. They're not sold on Hartenstein. If they feel like they can make a run and they want both of them, at least for this year, or maybe they weren't enamored in what that team was offering.
Yeah,
Be multiple reasons. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. You know what I find funny? I'm just looking at like Twitter and I'm seeing, what people saying, and as soon as it almost don't matter what this dude does. As soon as he has a bad game, Randall, here come the videos. Oh, look, he missed 2 free throws and then he's not doing this. He's not, get this man out of here. He's a fraud. This and that. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a believer in the Randall and Brunson duo, but who are you putting around them?
That's
That's
the
where I
thing.
am.
Right. That's the thing. Because I still feel like with that duo, like I don't feel like just those two are like, you look at Dame and Giannis and people can say, well, can those two guys get you such and such and such, right? Obviously, they need role pieces. Maybe Brunson is where Dame is. Randall's not where Giannis is. So, I think your role players have to be better than those teams' role
Correct.
players.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I think with the way the contract situations are right now, the Knicks have the ability to add role players that are better than some of those other teams' role players. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, though, they got to do it. Time is of an essence, though, before you max those guys out.
Right. Because in another year or two or whatever, now you got to deal with their contract situation. So I do think the Knicks are going to try to make a move at the trade deadline. I don't think they're just going to rest with OG.
They can't.
You know what I mean? How would you feel about Malcolm Brogdon?
I'm okay with Malcolm Brogdon. Somebody said he wasn't trying to show what he had when Portland when I don't know how many minutes he got though. They was like DeMar DeRozan was auditioning and he was tanking because he don't really want to come. He don't really want to come to the Knicks. I'm all right with Brogdon. I'm not pounding the table for Brogdon.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he moves a whole lot. I mean, he does give you a ball handler and a guy who can run the floor and that, But I don't know if he moves the needle. I know Josh feels like he moves the needle. I don't feel like he moves the needle though.
Yeah.
He's good and he would add a little more stability, but I don't feel like he moves the needle. I don't know if you're talking about just a bench guy, I don't know if I can't think of a bench guy that's out there that gives you, or is there a starter that be willing to go to the bench that gives you what you need?
But this is my thing, Sam. When you look at these benches on these championship contending teams, I think quickly was a luxury for us. How many of these benches on championship contending teams have a quickly?
Right.
They have either a week, depending on how many max plays they have a week to adequate bench that holds it down a little bit, for the most part until the starters can get back in.
Right.
So maybe we have the luxury now of replacing quick because like you said, our guys aren't max guys yet, so we can get a really good bench player. But usually those teams have an okay bench guy that they can't even hold on to. Denver couldn't even hold on to Bruce Brown.
Right. Yeah. According to Kevin O'Connor, My fault, Tone. From people I've spoken with, excuse me, the Hawks are asking for 2 firsts in return for Murray, Murray would prefer to join a team with a chance to make an immediate playoff run. So far, no one has met their demands. I mean, that sounds to me like it should be an easy thing for the Knicks.
Maybe they don't see him that way then.
Maybe. Right.
And the only thing I could say is maybe they're trying to find something a little bit more seamless. You know what I mean? Something that there's minimal adjustment or no adjustment. You know what I mean? The way they envisioned, presumably they envisioned OG's arrival, and then us going on that win streak, or things just looking different in that front, in that starting unit. I think they're looking for something that won't take that adjustment period, or you know what I mean, a guy is gonna just be able to come in and be himself, and it kind of fits right in with what we're doing. That's the only thing I could think about.
Yeah. The thing about it though, OG can do that because he doesn't demand the ball. If you bringing in a star, all-star level, third scorer type guy, he's going to demand the ball, and it is going to be a little disruptive at first. If you bring in DeMar DeRozan, he demands the ball a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not going to just sit there and wait for Brunson and Randall to decide to pass him the ball like OG would.
Right. I also feel like he will have the respect to receive the ball. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like, and the game to, you know what I mean? Like, so the players are aware of his capabilities and things of that nature. So it'll be an easy transition into giving him the ball, as opposed to, you know what I mean? Where OG, they, you know what I mean? Sometimes they feed it to him. He's not looking to shoot. You know what I mean? He's looking to make that next pass or whatever the case. But I mean, granted, it's probably going to be more of an adjustment with any offensive player. I agree. I agree, but I don't know. I mean, we gotta do something. We gotta do something.
Right.
Yeah. And if this spurred the front office then I'm glad we left. If this is what they needed to see,
yeah,
you know,
I'll say this. I hope this was enough to see, and it doesn't have to be, worse situations or you know what I mean, a losing streak or anything of that nature. So yeah, I agree with you there.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is enough though.
So the Knicks have four first-round draft picks this year. Right? The problem is they're protected. So they have their own 2024 pick. They have Washington's pick, which is protected 1 through 12.
Yeah, you ain't getting that.
Yeah. They have Detroit's pick, which is protected 1 through 18.
You ain't getting that.
And then they have the Dallas pick, which is protected 1 through 10. You should be getting that pick.
Yeah, so give up your own. Give up your own this year. You know, that Milwaukee one is going to convey, I believe. So
that's next year.
You could give up your own next year too. Well, you can't.
No.
You have to give up Milwaukee next year.
Yeah.
Former main Martella.
Yep.
Now my best friend.
Yep, you'd have to give up Milwaukee next year. I mean, which that should convey. I would expect Dallas's pick to convey this year.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, so you, I mean, the Knicks don't. I can see them giving up both picks this year and just kind of kicking the can on the assets moving forward too.
Right.
Because they may not have the use for or the cap space to have to pay a guaranteed contract in that draft.
Right
now. So
and the Dallas and Knicks pick is probably going to be pretty close to the same pick.
Yep. No more than two or three apart, if not back to back.
Right. Yeah. So If Atlanta was looking for picks for 2024, the Knicks should have enough. If they're looking for picks for 2025, the Knicks have their own, and Milwaukee's, which, I think the Knicks have the picks to be able to do it.
And 2025 is projected better draft.
Right.
Right.
So maybe right now, they're just negotiating and doing some negotiating through the media, right?
Mm.
The Knicks say, oh, we're not looking for a star guy. We're looking for someone to come off the bench. Atlanta says, well, we want 2 first-round draft. Some of that.
What do you guys think? Because I know we talked about this on the weekly show. Do you think that the starting lineup has a championship ceiling to it, and all we need to do is upgrade the bench?
No, I think we got to upgrade the 2.
Yeah, I do too. I think we got to upgrade the 2. Yep, someone. I mean, I love DiVincenzo and everything that he does, but just someone that's just more established, being able to get their own bucket, but can play both ways. Can play off the ball, but also get their own bucket.
Honestly, if DiVincenzo was 6'6", I have no problem. You know what I mean? 6'7", I have no problem. Like I think that's where we really need, like DiVincenzo's
the height, Tony, and not the being able to just get a basket when we need it.
I mean, a better offensive guy would help. I'm not saying we don't need that, but even somebody with his attributes at a just a little bit bigger, I think would just help us in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we don't need more. I'll take a better offensive guy. That's the position I think we really just need to help at. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
OG solidified us. Randall, Brunson are our guys, and Hartenstein is arguably playing better than, Mitch. So
yeah, it was hard. Tony wasn't sure if he wanted to get that one out. Tony wasn't sure if he wanted to put that one out.
He had to throw in arguably when it's not even arguably, but okay.
I mean, the numbers are still very, very close. Like I seen this. I seen the defensive numbers. It's like percentage points difference.
Yeah,
and that's the whole offensive side of the board, though.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you support the channel. You support the channel through Cash App, $, Nothing But Knicks, or through PayPal at paypal.me/nothing-but-Knicks. That information is in the description of the video. It's also tagged to the top of your YouTube chat, and I just put it in the YouTube chat. Let me get you a phone call right here. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Peace.
Peace, my brother.
MBIC from the Bronx.
Say that again?
MBIC from the Bronx.
MBIC, what's popping with you, bro? How you feeling?
You guys remember me, right? I'm the dude that said that Brunson was going to go down soon because of the heavy minutes.
Okay.
And everybody was laughing, talking about rolling their eyes, saying that that ain't going to happen. This whole Brandon Brunson thing in New York has affected this team massively. We got rid of a 3rd overall pick and a late first rounder for a late first rounder, right? How's that working right now? And now Brunson is down. Deuce is now he's being pushed when he was only playing 60 seconds or 2 minutes. Now they're trying to push, Tibbs is trying to push him to run the point. None of this we are a hot mess right now.
Wow.
And we've devalued every player except 2. So now the highest that we've ever been is the 4th seed. Now we at 7. There is nothing salvageable about this. I don't know, everybody's blaming the players. We switching players, we doing this. It ain't the players, it's the coach. He's been here for 4 years and we have gotten worse. And we're not going to make the playoffs. And I don't know why everybody keeps saying we're a piece away. We're not a piece away. We got rid of our core, our youth core. Because how are we going to get Murray? if everybody's saying that we're supposed to go after Murray, how are we going to get Murray? We're going to have to trade Grimes. And if you trade Grimes to get Murray because they want it quickly, like you guys are saying, what's that going to put us? We're going to be in a worse predicament. The only players you have.
A worse predicament? See, I just gotta honestly, I disagree with everything that you said, man. I mean, because when we were on that 5-game win streak, did it look like we were a hot mess?
Okay, that's cool. But didn't that happen last year with Josh Hart and we went on an 8-game win streak? And how did that work out in the playoffs? You have to understand.
But you had
Tom Thibodeau is a regular.
We made the playoffs.
Coach.
I mean, you're not gonna.
Did.
But what I'm saying is, you're not just gonna boom. You're not just putting a team. You're taking steps towards getting better. Okay, so we made the playoffs, made it to the second round, got eliminated. A lot of it due to spacing.
Okay.
Right, not being able to shoot. So you added OG, which you took away RJ quickly. Yep. You added OG, which added some spacing, added some defense. There's still more to do. It's not totally done.
But we're a 7th seed.
Right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. And we're a half game behind we're two and a half games behind the 3rd seed.
Okay. I want to ask you something. I respect you because I know you play, I know you coach, and I know you know the game. Do you really think that Tom Thibodeau is a good coach, good head coach?
I do.
You really do?
I do.
You think that he's gonna be able to coach in the playoffs?
Do I think he's going to be able to? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, did he not have a team go to the Eastern Conference Finals when they were fully healthy? Huh? Right, but then all those other years they suffered. They had mad injuries. Did he not take a team that one year was trash, 21 wins or whatever, and then coached them to the playoffs the next season, the same exact team with the Knicks? I mean, literally, the same exact team, and coached them to the playoffs.
Okay, so here's the rebut to that. He did that in Minnesota, and then the next year he got fired. And then you see what happened. You see in the same team that you're saying that he took to the Eastern Conference Finals, they were injury prone. Who do you think caused that? And look at the Chicago Bulls now. And then look at the Minnesota Timberwolves now.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You're talking about 2004. You're talking about 10 years ago that he was coaching the Chicago Bulls. So, I mean, how are you going to say, look at them now?
He injured Derrick Rose. He couldn't get Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler on the same team. He's the one that traded Jimmy Butler. He's also the one that traded Zach LaVine and also the one that traded R.J. Barrett. And guess what? 2 out of 3 players that he traded became stars.
So Zach LaVine became a star, but just like you said, where are the Bulls now? Where are the Bulls now? Zach LaVine is a star. Where are the Bulls now?
But look at what happened. He's the one. They never recovered from him.
I mean, but look.
You know this.
So look at this. Tibbs went to Minnesota, turned around a team that wasn't making the playoffs. They made the playoffs. He got fired. And then they were trash for a little while after that.
Until they trash now?
But that's not because that.
It's because they got rid of him. They were smart enough to get rid of him.
They got rid of him and got worse. They got rid of him and got worse. Go check their record for like 3 years after they got rid of him.
No, I understand, but they got rid of him while the getting was good. Okay. Because if they had their growing pains, and now they turned the ship around. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And the thing about it is,
they turned it around because they drafted Anthony Edwards.
Okay, but they wouldn't. You see, here's another piece that you're missing. Tom Thibodeau was not only the coach; he was the team president.
He was.
And not only did they relieve him from being the team president, they got rid of him altogether because they saw that he was not a good fit. He was doing the same thing that he did in Chicago, not listening to his assistant coaches that he did in Minnesota, and that's why they got rid of him. Yeah, and he's doing the same thing here.
I just disagree with you. I mean, he took a team that was in the dumpster, and now, I mean,
Knicks was in the dumpster.
Huh? That's what I'm saying.
Knicks were in the dumpster, and
He
did,
took a
listen,
team that
I'm
were
not
in
saying,
the dumpster and turned them around. I'm not saying he's the
Yes.
best coach ever or anything like that. He took a team that was in the dumpster and turned them around. You know what I'm
and
saying?
we're back in the dumpster because
We're back in the
seventh out of
dumpster
4,
because
and we're not going to make the playoffs.
we're
I can
back in
tell
the
you that now.
we're back in the dumpster because we lost 2 of the last 3 games. So that's why we literally just won 5 games in a row. We were on
Okay.
had won came into this game won in 5 of 6.
Okay.
Right?
But
I'm sorry,
okay.
6 of 7. We came into this game winning 6 of 7 games. And because we lost this game, we are now a team that's in the dumpster?
Because Brunson went down. He is injury prone. And I'm telling you, the novelty went off. Teams are being smart. The thing, here's the thing. Tom Thibodeau is not a coach that is creative. We lost quickly because of Tom Thibodeau. We lost RJ because of Tom Thibodeau. You cannot play 3 left-handed ball dominant players the same at the same time.
Why?
And not make any changes.
You played 3 right-handed dominant players at the same time?
Okay, but did it work with the lefties? And how
many
but
teams
you gotta understand.
But how many teams have righties and it doesn't work with them? I don't know. I never understand the left-handed thing.
But you make change. No. I'm not saying. I'm not making it. I'm not making the issue is not the left-handed thing. I'm just saying it wasn't working. So you make changes. Did he make changes? No, he didn't.
The front office made changes. And
got rid of. And look at the team. Look at what happened.
They got better.
When the front office made changes.
They got better.
So if we don't make the playoffs, what happens? Because you also got to remember, Leon Rose, this is his first go around as a team president. So I don't even know how people. I don't think he's a stupid guy. I think he's a smart guy. But I think he is more of a player agent than he is a team president. Because if you look at all these moves, they're better suited for the playoffs than the team. Because look at the team. The team is up and down, and we're not stable. And that's what I'm saying. Look, it's one thing to be a fan, and it's one thing to actually look to see what continues to happen. And that's not a good thing. And then, like I said, Tom Thibodeau is 66 years old. Last point. You got a 66-year-old coach that should not have been here for the long tenure. The coach that you should have got that's in Houston right now, you see what they're doing?
Yeah,
they have a similar record to us.
They're 19 and 20.
In the first year.
They're 19 and 20.
A similar record to us.
Right now? They have a similar record to us right now. They're below 500.
They have a similar record.
They're below 500. We're above 500.
Okay. But they have that's the conference. Okay. I'm talking about look at the record. The record is similar. And guess what? The Houston Rockets, it took them 2 seasons to win 20 games. Okay? 2. They already surpassed that. Now, what do you think he would have did if he was here with a young team? It was supposed to be building and developing our youth. He
literally took a team. He literally took a team that had 20 whatever wins and led them to 41 wins in the playoffs the next season. That's what he did. The proof, he already did it.
Okay, but he's not getting better is what I'm saying. Now, we can argue what he did, but no one is saying that he's not a good coach. I said he's not a good head coach, and he's a regular season coach because he's not going to beat anybody in the playoffs. And I can tell you that. I'll tell you that now, and I'll tell you that when the playoffs come, when the Knicks don't make it.
And you could be right. You could be right. Maybe he isn't the guy that takes you there. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm not going to deny that he's a good basketball coach. You don't win 500 games in the NBA.
No, he is a good coach. He's not a good head coach.
I disagree.
Won 500 as a head coach, though.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
But do that in the playoffs. You understand that he's 10 games under 500 in the playoffs, right?
Yes.
You know
but you also understand rosters matter.
Right.
Rosters matter.
Say it again?
This is his
Rosters
team.
matter.
This is the team that he wanted. He's the one that got rid of Obi and Cam. He wanted Deuce. Deuce. All of these players that you hit, Josh Hart. All of these players are Tom Thibodeau players. So why is he
You're
not winning?
absolutely right. But let me ask you this. They're Tom Thibodeau players, but are we better than Boston?
Whose fault is that? We can't even win a division. You guys are saying that he's a good coach. So we can't even win our division. How are we going to win a title? Everybody keeps saying we're a piece away. We can't even win the division.
But this is the thing. When you have a roster that's championship worthy and the coach doesn't get you there, right? That's what happened with Doc Rivers. A lot of teams felt that Clipper team was championship ready. A lot of teams, a lot of people thought that Philadelphia team was championship ready. They didn't get there. They got rid of the coach. We don't have that type of roster. So when we have that type of championship roster and we don't get there, fire Thibodeau.
Right.
Fire him.
These are his players. Again,
but are they good enough to win a championship?
But then that means that he doesn't know what he's doing because these are the players that he wanted. So if these are the players that he wanted, why can't he win?
I'm sure he wants Embiid. I'm sure he wants Tatum. I'm sure he wants Donovan Mitchell. He can't get all of the players he wants, so he's getting the players that fits his mold that he can. But you can't tell me he doesn't want Tatum, that he doesn't want Embiid, that he doesn't. He can't get those players.
And do you think that Tom Thibodeau in the front office believes that this roster is complete?
No.
So
what I'm saying is that you have to win with the players. When you ask for players, you have to win.
And were they not winning
after 4 years?
But were they not winning? That's what I don't understand. Okay, he asked for OG.
Until they made a bonehead trade.
They made the bonehead trade and won 5 straight after the trade. I understand that Brunson went down with a calf contusion, right? He got a bruise. That doesn't mean he's not going to be back.
But you don't know that. But you're telling me that the front office didn't know that Brunson is injury prone and Mitch Robb is injury prone, and they didn't make adjustments to that. They didn't look to see okay, well, Brunson. We have to make sure that we know that Mitch Robb is injury prone. We know that Brunson is injury prone, and they may go down. So what are we going to do? We can't make crazy trades because we want to make sure we're stable. You don't think that the front office knew that?
I mean, I think they understand the team that they have, and you don't get all the players that you want or need in one move.
No, I get it.
So I think they're looking and saying, okay, we know we need another guy. How are we going to make this decision to get another guy? Who are we going to bring in? How are we going to make it work? Right?
We have a depleted roster. So our pieces are, you can't make a trade like the OG trade because of what you're deleting your roster. So now it's depleted now. So we don't have the players that we need to pull off trades because they're devalued. The only players that we have, like I said, that have value is Brunson and Randall. Those are the only players that we have that have value. So how do we do everything? And then, like I said, and then Tom Thibodeau, he's stubborn. He got his 9-man rotation. People that he trusts, he's not going to be creative. If he would have ran quickly at the 1 and Brunson at the 2, which I feel that he's better at, we wouldn't be in the situation because quickly would have been starting and he probably would have took a discount. Now,
I don't know.
I mean,
that's a lot of what ifs. I don't know.
No, listen, that's what he wanted. He kept saying he wanted to start. He probably would have took a. Why wouldn't he take a discount if he's getting what he wanted? Starting in New York, and like I said, Brunson is a 2. He's not. He's a combo. He's a 2. He's better suited as a 2, not the 1.
Quickly is a combo. Like I said, as well.
Yeah, Quickly is also a combo.
No, listen. I didn't say he wasn't a combo. I said I believe that he's a better playmaker than Brunson. If you look at his numbers in Toronto, he was at 2.5 assists. Now he's at 6. So what happens if you would have played him more? If he would have been more creative and just saw what you had in the two? They never did that. Tom Thibodeau never did that. So he really doesn't know what he has. We can say what if, but that tells you about the coach. Again, this is something that we shouldn't be in this situation, is what I'm telling you. And like I said,
I actually think we're in a pretty good
it's
situation.
going to be 70.
I actually think we're in a pretty good situation.
Okay.
I do. I mean, we played the toughest schedule in the league the first half of the season, right? We made it out with a winning record. You know, we made a move that I do believe made the team better, and we're all hoping that another move comes, you know, with someone who can be a playmaker and create a little bit, you know, so that if you have Randall or Brunson who is either hurt or not having a good night, that person can step in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. They moved IQ. Clearly, the negotiations, they weren't going to get anything done with IQ, so they knew we were going to have to make a move. They moved IQ, brought in a defender, floor spacer, and OG. Now there's more that has to be done. But, I mean, you can't deny the team got better. The team got better. Okay, Brunson went down. You know what I'm saying? And you see with your eyes, you're like, okay, we know we got to add something else. I'm pretty sure they knew that from the beginning, you know, before Brunson went down, which is probably just, you know, he's day to day. He'll be back. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't see how the team is in a bad situation. The contracts are good with Randall and Brunson. You know what I'm saying? So they do have the ability to add more. Obviously, they have to do that now because there's a chance that those contracts could get bigger in a couple of years, right? But you got two potential All-NBA players who won't make $30 million this year. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are on good contracts. You know, you got some flexibility. You got 4 draft picks this year. You know what I'm saying? That you can use to try to make some moves. I don't know. I understand we took 2 losses, but I still think we're in a good situation. Yeah. But
From your mouth to God's ears.
NBIC,
I don't think so.
I appreciate the call. I respect everything, you know, just because I'm disagreeing with you. Don't mean I don't respect what you think.
No. Peace. That's why I always call, because I respect your show.
Yeah, appreciate you, my brother. Peace.
Right. Peace.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Tony?
Spirited conversation, son. I agree with everything you said to kind of retort. But I also understand where he's coming from. You know, IQ is my favorite player. I always said I felt like he was the young guy that had the most potential to be a star. And I think the biggest point that I think he made that I agree with was Tibbs really didn't give them a chance to play together and just to see how it looked. I mean, we seen them close games and that looked very well, but he never got the opportunity to kind of see where he fit right alongside Brunson in that starting unit. So I mean, I get where he was coming from. Fair points, but I can't disagree more that we didn't become a better team after the trade.
Or that we got worse with Tibbs as the coach.
Right. You know, and you know, the jury is still out as to whether or not he can coach your team to a championship. But, you know, what he's done with the Knicks up until this point, I think is undeniable. Mistakes and all. You know, I just don't think you can deny it. We'll see if he can take the team to another level. We'll see.
Yeah. I would just say to Knicks fans, let's not panic. We lost the game with Brunson out. You know what I mean? Don't panic. We're going to be okay. We are a little shorthanded, and I think the Knicks do know that, but they weren't able to make 2 trades in one so that the roster would look as balanced as it was before in terms of the bench. It's going to take 2 trades to do that. The second one is going to take some time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Caller, you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Wow, I thought I was pessimistic.
What's going on?
I was a Debbie Downer. Man, NBIC got me beat. Yo, this is Wiz from Los Angeles, California.
What's going on with you, Wiz, man? How you feel?
Wow. That was a little pessimistic there, my boy, NBIC. Ooh. So, anyway, first of all, I gotta say hail to the Queen. Even when it's not her show, it's always the Queen's court. Hello, Queen Stephanie.
Appreciate you.
She's always right, and even when she's not right, she's logically correct. Oh man, and who's the guy? Who's the other guy over there? Who's the other guy that tries to act like he's smart?
Salute, family.
Salute. Y'all brilliant, man, and a lot of points I agree with. I agree more with the Queen regarding DeJounte as the piece that's not just attainable but better fit and has all the dimensions that we need. And then, of course, like you said, that salary is sweet. I mean, I'm sure, back in the day, Patrick Ewing would be like, that salary is a lot of money. But right now, we know the times have changed. Inflation, baby. But I do with NBIC, I do point my finger in one place as well. I do point it at the coach. Like you said, good coach. Got us to a winning record. Turned us around. Got the culture built up. Is doing so many things right. But just those subtle little things, those small little details that he gets wrong is what cost us to go to the next level, in my opinion. So, although I think Tibbs has done great, we should give him a gold watch. I think you guys already said that once. Steph said it or somebody. By the way, before I continue, don't ever diss my great grandson Josh again. My great grandson Josh is brilliant. Okay. Anyway, Uncle Fulio's got it going on. So great grandson. I got to send him $1 for Christmas. And I got also cash up you right now. So before I get off, remind me to cash up you before I get off. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Got to support you, man, because you got some good stuff going on.
I appreciate that 100%.
Queen, my boy Deuce, Queen. We're talking about my boy Deuce for years now, right?
Yes.
No, my boy Deuce.
But he was ready now. People kill me. He have a good game now. I told you that 3 years ago. They should have been playing him 3 years ago. No, he's just coming into his own.
I totally agree with you. He wasn't ready. Even right now, he's not totally ready. And I'm Deuce president, CEO, CFO, COO, and I still know that Deuce is not ready right now either. But he's getting there, and he has a tool. And I appreciate you acknowledging that fact. He's a dog. He's hungry. He's fearless, maybe a little too fearless. He does have some bad habits he got to correct, and he has some fine-tuning that he's got to be adjusted. There is a little bit of Randall intimidation there with him, where he gives the ball to Randall too soon, and then either goes the opposite way of giving it to Randall too soon or holding it too long. He's got to find that correction. I do think he has a first move, a first step, and penetration ability, but I think he's super cautious of the ball. So he's got a little bit of carte blanche, a little bit of leash. I think he still knows that Tibbs will tug that leash in a heartbeat if he starts doing some moves and he loses the ball. So I think he's a year away from really being a solid backup. This is why DeJounte is the move. Deuce can still get some minutes. I do blame Tibbs again, going back to when he didn't start IQ and let Burks run the point, and then Deuce could have been, getting like 10 minutes a game that season to get his feet wet and be much more experienced right now. Everything would have been a step ahead for us had Tibbs not, put Burks there for 50 games before giving IQ the last 10 games. Other than that, I'm kind of worried right now. I do hope, like you guys said, this is a sign to the front office. We got to make a move. Don't wait for that losing streak. Don't wait for us to be, in the 10th place of the, playing and looking around thinking we got to make a run just to get to 6th place or 5th place. But I think right now we do have the parts to be a 4th seed, and then we are one step away from having the parts to be, 2.5. Definitely jumping Philly is something that is attainable with the DeJounte acquisition.
Yeah.
But that's my take, gents.
Okay.
And Queen Stephanie.
All right. Wiz,
Appreciate you.
I definitely appreciate it. I will say this. I agree with Steph. I'm waiting for the front office to come out and say, we think this is a championship level roster before I say, okay, Tibbs didn't get it done. He got to go. We got to bring in someone that can get us over the hump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they're able to say, yeah, okay, we made this move now. We think we have a championship level roster. Now you get eliminated in the second round. You know what I'm saying? Now we got an issue. Now we got to look and say, yeah, it's time to get a new coach in here that can get this team to where they believe it can go. You know.
Absolutely. And by the way, MBIC, just I wanted to hear that Clippers have had championship level teams. Utah's had championship looking teams rather, and they haven't gotten there with their coaches. It's not black and white. I think he's just a little defeated right now. That's why today's game, make all of us, I think, a little bit down. Like I said, we probably should be a little bit angrier right now, a little bit more antsy, but we're realistic and we see the potential. And there's enough coal in there for us to crush into diamonds. So I think we can do that.
Oh yeah, let's see what we can do, man. Wiz, I appreciate it, brother.
I'm about Cash App right now. Is that okay with you?
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that, bro. No doubt.
All right, brother.
Have a good one, man.
Hail to all of you and hail to the Queen. You're always right, Queen.
Appreciate you.
Be peaceful. Be peaceful. That was Wiz, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you, Steph, if the Knicks add DeJounte Murray, do you think that puts them in, they have a championship roster?
I still think we would need to do something with the bench. I like the way McBride and Grimes have been playing of late. I'm not sure that's going to be reliable enough in the playoffs because they're so young. So for me, I think they would need to do both, Murray and upgrade the bench a little bit. And then I would say, yeah.
What about the fact that, assuming Grimes would probably be out in the move, how do you feel about DiVincenzo?
That's true.
In that backup unit.
Yeah, that definitely helps. But I still think we need a backup point guard. And this is no knock on Deuce. I just think that he's just coming into his own. And I think that's a lot to expect for him to lead the second unit in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about that. Let me get you a phone call here. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
No, man. We need Murray. We need Murray.
You need Murray. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you turn that down in the back? Because we're getting some.
We need Murray.
Yeah, can you turn that down in the back, though?
Yes, we need Murray.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear, but I can hear the information coming back to me. I need you to turn that down in the back. You know what I'm saying? I get it. We need Murray, but I need you to turn that down in the back, so it's not coming back to me. You know what I mean? Let's see what we can do here. Caller, you there? Yeah. But I need you to turn it down in the back. The show. What's going on, Stan? All right.
We can't hear him now, so.
We can't hear him.
They're talking about the Knicks. But, we need Murray, man. That's the piece.
So
you can't hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. So if we get Murray, they're a championship team, the Knicks. You think? Hey, yo. You there? All right, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. He's in the background, got a plane in the back. Next time, my brother, please do me a favor. When you call in, make sure you turn it down in the back so that we can hear you nice and good and all of that stuff. I agree. I still think we would need to add some more to the team. Another ball handler, off the bench. You know what I mean? Now, I know you can probably have, Murray and Brunson stagger with that second unit.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And do it that way. So I don't know if that's something. I mean, when you look at a lot of your championship rosters, that's kind of how they do it anyway, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I agree with both of you guys though. I see it as being far from any kind of reason to panic.
Right.
About this basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just no reason to panic. You're not gonna win every game. You're gonna have droughts. You're gonna have you're gonna lose to teams that you shouldn't lose to. You're gonna suffer injuries. You know what I mean? That's the way. That's life in the NBA. You know what I mean? I see no reason
We
to
beat
panic.
Minnesota and Philadelphia.
Right.
With a short-handed roster.
Right.
Just imagine.
Yeah. No doubt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get up out of here. We got the Queens Court coming on at 8:30.
Yep.
All right, so please make sure you're there to jump onto the Queens Court. Tony, I know you say you're probably going to go on tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow night, you know what I mean? We'll do something. I know it's probably going to be too late for you, Queen. You know what I mean? But you know
what time are you talking?
Probably like 10:30. So, you know what I mean? You catch it on the replay, gang. I know how it is. But yeah, I don't want to oversaturate it, you know what I mean? Coming off the loss. Let me digest this and I'll get back to y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. We're going to head up out of here. Remember, the Queens Court's coming out at 8:30. Look for the notification coming out in about 10 minutes. Remember, you can support the channel through Cash App. Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks, or through PayPal. It's paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You can also go and get you a Jalen Brunson t-shirt or hoodie. You know what I mean? That information is also in the description of the video. It's tagged to the top of your YouTube chat exclusively at printjurisdiction.com. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check those out. All right, and cop one of those. And then wear it and tag JB in it too. Let him know. You know what I mean? But folks, we're gonna get up out of here. We'll catch you on the Queens Court in about 40, 45 minutes or whatever it is. We'll see you then, folks. We're out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.